Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that if you're returning. How you doing? What we're going to be talking about today is the fact that, dear Lord, Billy Boy is at it again. When? I ask you, when? Is this man going to keep his sticky fingers out of things? He is working on engineering flying tickets. Yes, I said it, via mosquitoes. You know, those little annoying things that you just go, yeah, those. So I have some things that I'm going to be sharing with you today, and I need you to listen closely because it's very important, especially if you live, well, anywhere, especially Texas and Florida, okay? Because this is where these things are being released. Yes. So there's a bill, okay? It's a Pennsylvania bill, and it's a Myrna. I'm just going to say that, okay? And it's in food. It's a critical thing, okay? But you have to be alerted. You have to be alerted to the fact that it's not just in food. Oh, nay, nay. There is a production of a transgenic mosquito to deliver protective tickets via saliva. Yes, that. So the Gates Foundation has been funding all sorts of genetic engineering of mosquitoes. And there's a lot of talk, about using mosquitoes and mosquito bites to help ticket the unticketed. Yeah, no joke. So for those of us that wanted to stand our ground, yeah. Now, there's not a lot of proof that it's viable yet, okay? But I know that they're working on it. So I'm not suggesting that the mosquitoes that Billy Boy is working with to engineer down here in Florida are biting anyone with anything. What I'm suggesting is that there is absolutely indisputable evidence that they're working to make sure that they can bite you with something. And this was said by an attorney. His name is Thomas Rentz. Take a listen.
Your mRNA bill in food is a critical thing. But I want to alert you to the fact that it's not just food. The title of this presentation by the good Professor H is Production of a Transgenic Mosquito as a Flying Syringe to Deliver Protective Vaccine via Saliva. The Gates Foundation's been funding all sorts of genetic engineering of mosquitoes, and there's a lot of talk about using mosquitoes and a mosquito bite to help vaccinate certain populations. I don't have proof that that's viable yet, but I know they're working on it, okay? So I'm not suggesting that the mosquitoes that Bill Gates is working with to engineer down in Florida are injecting anyone with anything. What I am suggesting is that I have absolutely indisputable evidence that they are working to make sure that they can inject you with something.
Now, 5 people acquired malaria in Florida and Texas, and it's the first locally acquired cases in the U.S. in 20 years. And in response, Florida, which is where I live in the Tampa Bay area, issued a statewide alert. And Billy Boy has funded all sorts of devious experiments with genetically modified mosquitoes. He has, because he likes to dabble and he needs to stop. So the Billy Boy funded Oxitec, and that's OXITEC, released genetically modified mosquitoes in Florida and Texas. Now, Labiotech, and that's LABIOTECH, has more on what this Oxitec biotech company has, okay? And they said that the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation has partnered with Oxitec for the development of a new strain of genetically modified mosquitoes that can help reduce the spread of malaria in America. In its latest effort to free the world of malaria, this foundation has joined forces with Oxitec. It's a British company that genetically engineers insects to fight the spread of diseases such as Zika, dengue, which is DENGUE, or can't pronounce it, so I'll just spell it. It's CHIKUNGUNYA, as well as to protect crops from plagues. So Oxitec has developed a self-limiting technology that selects against female mosquitoes, the ones who bite, okay? Because the males don't bite, but the females bite, okay? So when male mosquitoes carrying Oxitec's self-limiting gene are released, they mate with the wild females. And then the females of the offspring, they die before adulthood. While the surviving males, they mate again with more wild females. And then the self-limiting gene can survive for up to 10 generations, after which no genetically modified mosquitoes remain. So the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency gave the green light to Billy Boy and Oxitec to release these mosquitoes in the U.S. In fact, Billy Boy is releasing mosquitoes in multiple countries because he can't just stick with the U.S. No, he wants to bother everybody with this. So the world's largest mosquito factory is located in Medellin, and that's Medellin, Colombia, which produces 30 million of these mosquitoes every single week. And he actually wrote a piece on this mosquito factory in 2022, and it says this: inside a 2-story brick building in Medellin, Colombia, scientists work long hours in muggy labs breeding millions and millions of mosquitoes. They tend to the insects' every need as they grow from larvae to pupae to adults, keeping the temperature just right and feeding them generous helpings of fish meal, sugar, and of course, blood. Yum. So then they release them across the country to breed with wild mosquitoes that can carry the dengue and other viruses, threatening to sicken and kill the population of Colombia. Isn't that sweet of him? What a fucker. So this might sound the beginning of a Hollywood writer horror film plot. But it's not, he said. This factory is real, and the mosquitoes being realized don't terrorize the local population. Far from it, he said. They actually help to save and improve millions of lives. Well, you just contradicted yourself, you jack. So then Billy Boy said tickets can reduce the world population by 10 to 15%. So let's do a fact check on him, okay? Did he really say that? Did he really mean it? So let's dig into that, okay? In what is perhaps the most stunning quote we've ever heard from a man who has said many stunning and horrific things, this one goes right to the top of anyone's list, I would think. So here's Billy Boy, okay, a man with no scientific training of any kind, giving a TED Talk about how he wants to roll out tickets worldwide. And he thinks if he does a really good job, he can decrease the human population by 10 to 15%. And he even says it may need to approach close to zero. Now, if you don't believe me, just listen for yourself.
Look at each one of these and see how we can get this down to zero. Probably one of these numbers is going to have to get pretty near to zero. That's back from high school algebra. But let's take a look. First, we've got population. The world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion. Now, if we do a really great job on new vaccines, healthcare, reproductive health services, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%.
Now, did he misspeak? Or is the Bible right when it says, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks? I think you know the answer to that, okay? Oh, and here he is talking about how they really goofed up on Mr. 19, how it wasn't nearly as dangerous as they thought. I also want to ask why he's speaking like he's in charge of running the world. Who appointed him czar, world leader, world ruler, the big guy? You know, who died and made him boss? Okay, because why should he have any involvement in any alleged crisis? He's not a doctor. He's not a scientist. He's not even a computer scientist. He made a floppy disk for Windows for a computer. He's just a dork. He's like me. He's a dork. He's got no real nothing. Okay, he can't go into a lab and start. He can't do any of that. Okay, he's not trained. That's like me saying that I can. You know what I mean? I can do surgery. I can't. Okay, I can do surgery on your hair because I used to be a hairdresser. I'm just saying that's about as far as I can go. All right, stick to computers, Billy boy, because that's all you're good at. Right on. So maybe somebody here has the answer that I'm looking for because I'm stumped. All right. All right, guys, listen, I'm out of here. All right. I'll see you in the next one. You stay safe, you stay positive, you keep prepping. And as always, fearless. Ciao.